I was kind of curious on how long I slept for because I didn't look at the I didn't look at the clock whenever I laid down. I just knew my eyes were rolling in the back of my head and it was time for me to go to sleep. So it was a good 5 hour nap. Um, there's so much random stuff that's gonna be like done today. A lot that like need. I don't know how to say need. I use that term very loosely. Nothing really needs to be done. I could just sit and fish all day, honestly. But so last few streams, we've been rebuilding the road. Not really rebuilding, beautifying, remaking, covering one of the main roads. I did get kind of frustrated yesterday because I realized that my diamond pickaxe is gone. I don't know where I had put it or where I had might have lost it, but it's just non-existent anymore. I thought I had put them up because I was just doing the road stuff. I'm gonna look back on my stream at some point to see like what happened. I've done went back and forth trying to figure out. Might as well go to sleep to get started. Um, I don't know. I just don't know what happened to it. And I sure I can make another one. I've been digging, trying to find more diamonds. It's kind of been like a boring goal, just digging up underneath the house at Bedrock. But I've been redoing the roads, or at least this road. I want to redo all the roads, and I want to take that. I want to just top these mountains off completely. Um, I am going to put something here, like build a structure that you walk under, sculpture or something. But yeah, I have really no set goal. I'm good on chicken. I need to make signs for all these because I want to start putting these up. I'm manufacturing these like KFCs, but no, Arabian fried chicken. I'm putting the signs up. Cooked chicken and feathers, unlimited. Yeah, I had to actually go to the Nether because I needed to get quartz. It seemed to be easier to do it that way than to try to find a biome out here to have it, just because I needed these observers for the build. I really don't know. I almost really feel like I wanted to. I don't even know. I don't even know. I want to find my gear. It's like that my fishing pole ended up missing. The good one that I had. My diamond pickaxe is now missing. I had an enchanted pickaxe as well that's missing. I think I put it in a crate. I had to have put it in a crate. Oh wait, do I need anything for that area if I'm going over in that area? Alright, iron. Yeah, I just keep feeling like I keep like losing stuff. There you guys are. Yeah, I was wondering where you guys went. And disappeared on me on the way back. You guys want to come check out the crib and everything? Come sit. Come sit till I figure out what I'm going to do with you guys. Hello. Got some new friends. Hey, are you peeing on the wall? Are you marking your territory already? Hey, hey, come here. Alright. No, wait, do I need anything? Diamonds, I should really be going downstairs. That's kind of why I had the map as well. I was kind of curious to see how far I was traveling in each direction. I almost feel like maybe if I misplaced it or put it in a chest, like whenever I was like trying to sort through the other one, maybe. Just don't know what could have happened to it. I'm gonna just be making stone. I know it takes a while longer, but until I get it. That's the thing too. I feel like I'm missing iron as well. I feel like there's a hideaway area or a base that I had put up that I had like I'm like spacing out or something. There's just forever zombies always. I'm not sure. I'm gonna start digging through the walls and figure out where they're at. There's some iron. Actually, quite a bit. Really don't need that down there with me. Overuse of lighting. Yeah, so I was told 59 is the sweet spot for diamonds, so and I know they appear all the way up to what 0. It's just they get more rare as you go up. So that leads off. That's south. That leads off to the water. That should go this way. looks like we were starting to go this way. It's up on 54 as well. It's crazy. This about comes up right. Right where that mountain is. That first pass. That's crazy. Probably why I'm not finding anything, because everything's like up underneath the ocean as far as like mines and stuff go. I think if there was to be like any like mining anything, that it would probably be a little more on landside area. Maybe I should just keep going that way. Eventually hit land. Oh, I come down to 59. I was like, oh, I'm not finding anything this way. To be honest, it's like nothing but ocean and water in every other direction. Besides this way, have I started going this way? I did. How far did I make it this way? I don't know how the AI is in this. I don't know how realistic it is to like nature and stuff. I would think that there'd be more diamonds up underneath the mountain because of the weight of the mountain. I mean, diamonds are just like what, like very condensed carbon. Oh, I should probably finish my bowl and turn on this podcast. Uh, with Dougie, Doogie, um, Corrado or something like that. He's one of the, I really enjoy listening to him tell horror stories. He's such a good storyteller that when I first found him and started listening to him, I thought they were like stories of his, like stuff that he actually had experienced because of just how he tells the story. When they're like just creepypastas and like shared stories, I guess. So I was listening more and more. I was like, damn, this dude gets out and does a whole lot, doesn't he? And I was like, oh, no. This was other people's, because I think one of them was like really familiar or something, or I had heard it before. But I very much enjoy his storytelling. So give him a like and follow. Uh, the American Hex on Spotify, which I just found out about yesterday, I think. and then we'll get into the crafting and the mining. Crafting this mine. I just don't want to waste my iron, that's what it is. I don't feel like it's worth it to, like, I don't know, waste the copper to do copper tools. Ooh, diamonds pay off. Awesome. Do I have... No, I just have regular iron pick. Where's the, like, my... I swear I had extra stuff. Ooh. I'd rather just put them on the floor, and I'll have to, like, start, like, going over this way. That way they're on the right side when I extend out the walls. Because I've been doing that, but then I've also, like, been, like, going straight up with stuff as well. Just to see if I see anything. And this is like a sweet spot, but it's like all this and above, so they could be anywhere. I really shouldn't be going iron hunting. Oh, we got some lapis up there. Should carry around some dirt with me. I can get that anyway. See, that's why. That's why I've been. Oh, that is annoying. Okay, I'm turning that off. I am turning off the auto jump. That is annoying me more than it's helping, so. And for some reason, There it is. Auto chest. Okay. I think that's more set. I want. What was I doing? Was there anything else I was thinking of? I don't think so. I found 6 diamonds, and that's all. It's, you know what? It's funny because I was like, oh, lost my diamond pickaxe, and it's like I didn't found diamonds to be able to make 2.
safest places in America, but that is a total lie. The only thing stranger than Utah itself is that freaky ranch that they're trying to hide from the world. Skinwalker Ranch is nothing like they tell you, and we had no idea how much danger we were in until we got there. So a few years ago, my wife Jess and I took a trip to Arizona. On the way home, we stopped in Utah for a layover flight. We hate rushing for extra flights, so we decided to make the layover like 2 days because we wanted to see Salt Lake anyway. And by absolute coincidence, one of my best friends was actually doing interviews for his residency in Salt Lake City at the time,
Huh.
and he had a couple extra days free. Jess and I were so excited to see Sam because we hadn't seen him in a few months. But unfortunately, Jess and I had a little bit too much fun in Arizona, and she happened to get a little stomach bug. It wasn't super bad, but she wanted to take a rest for one day. But she encouraged me to go see my friend because I hadn't seen him in a really long time, and she was planning to see him the next day anyway, hoping that she was going to feel better. So I texted Sam and I let him know that Jess was out of commission for the day, but I could still come see him. And I pitched him a little idea that I had because I knew that Jess didn't really want to go to this place. She said something about it freaked her out a little bit, so she was happy that she was missing this excursion. But I texted Sam, I think we gotta go check out Skinwalker Ranch, dude. When's the next time we're gonna be in Utah? He was completely down right away. He had heard all the rumors about it too, so the very next morning,
I
he was
would be
at the
this
hotel
fall.
to pick me up at 7 a.m. It was a few hours away from where we were staying, so we got there at around 10 a.m.-ish. I want to make this very clear. We weren't there to do this major adventure. We had very basic hiking gear. We were planning to drive to any location that we wanted to go to. We knew that this was borderline a tourist destination. So anyway, I'm running out of the hotel at 7 a.m. into Sam's Toyota 4Runner. I tell Jess that I'll be back by tonight, and I'll keep her updated as much as possible. I was so excited to see Sam, and we hadn't done a trip like this in a while, so the energy was really high. But we knew this wasn't going to be
All
out
the
of our
names
wheelhouse
are
because
the
we had
same. I
such a
wonder if he
small
just
window of
or if
time.
they
But
all.
still scratch that
I
itch,
don't
you know?
know. The
So
whole thing
neither of us knew
confuses
that
me. I
much about
really don't
Skinwalker
feel like
Ranch other than your basic understanding that skinwalkers are Native
this is just
American
a
women
very
and some
adventurous
hidden
life.
witch animal hybrid. Us personally, we were going more because of those UFO sightings in the area. And by UFO sightings, me and Sam personally thought that was classified government military craft practicing. There's so many military bases in Utah, specifically Hill Air Force Base, which is rumored for being a testing ground for classified military tech. Honestly, we just wanted to pull up, see a couple B-2 stealth bombers and some F-22s practicing, and we were going to call it a day. So anyway, we just chop it up for that 3-hour drive from the hotel to the ranch. But then we started to get close, and we knew that we had to be on the lookout for some landmarks. We couldn't find the exact address of the ranch, but we were able to look at Google Earth images of what the gate and fences looked like. So we had a general idea of what road it was on. So we were just looking around to see if we saw anything similar. And if I'm going to be honest, it turns out that Skinwalker Ranch is not very hard to find. If anything, it's really easy. And it's kind of funny because the reason it's easy to find is because of how many keep out signs there are leading up to the gate. You can basically follow the keep out signs like a breadcrumb trail, and it'll lead you directly there. So we know that we're pulling up to it, but we cruised by the front gate first because we didn't want to block the gate in case anybody was coming in or out. So we found a decent pull-off area nearby where we could leave the 4Runner with the hazards on. We left the car about a quarter-mile away from the entrance, and we just started walking the perimeter of the ranch. We were having a really good time just being there, looking deep into the property. It was a very interesting place. But if I'm being honest, it didn't have that haunted, scary aura that we were looking for. Like, it's not a place to do dark tourism. And obviously, it was only like 10 a.m., so nothing really has a scary, haunted aura to it at that time of day. It was just a lovely ranch with way too much private property signage. So we just keep walking along the edge of it towards the entrance. And then we found the first thing that we found odd. There were a series of posts dug into the ground right outside of the entrance fence. And each one of these posts had what looked to me to be cow skins and like cow intestines wrapped around it. But I could be wrong. They didn't smell great when we walked by them, but they weren't freshly rotting. They looked like they had been dried out there for months. And obviously Sam and I leaned into the idea that these were warning signs for anybody that was attempting to trespass. And if I'm being completely real with you, even though we were excited, and even though the landscape was beautiful, the place was boring. So the game plan was to walk up to the entrance, maybe take a picture or two, peek in to see if we saw anybody, and then head out, because there wasn't really anything going on. And just like any other dudes, we were teasing each other like, should we trespass? I'm sure there's something cool going on in there. We threw around a couple of these jokes, but we decided against it. And the only reason we made that decision was because this place is very well known, so they probably get a lot of trespassers, which means they probably have to make an example out of each trespasser and prosecute them to the furthest extent of the law to ward off other people that are considering trespassing. So we're like, this isn't the place to do it. It would would have been different if we saw people transporting aliens and Bigfoots running around behind the fence. Maybe we would have taken the risk, but the juice wasn't worth the squeeze on this one. So either way, we were going to get our photo in front of this gate. So we get up there, we prop up our phone on a water bottle, and we set a timer, and then we both run back to the gate so we can both be in the picture. And I set the timer for 10 seconds for some reason. We really only needed 3 to 5, but I did 10, and then we're standing there awkwardly. And as we're standing there, I hear the faint sound of a car coming up the road, but we weren't really worried about it because we weren't trespassing. We were just taking a tourist photo. The only two options are they drive by and nothing happens, or they work here, they pull in, they tell us to leave, and then nothing happens. So as I click the button to have the timer start and I start running back to Sam to take the photo, the car pulls up simultaneously. And whoever was in that car had no interest in waiting the full 10 seconds. In fact, they had no interest in waiting even 2 seconds. They pulled up right to where my phone was propped up and immediately started honking. And then they all exited their vehicle. And Sam and I are standing there, and I give them a finger signal like, just give us 1 second. Which I understand how obnoxious that is because they're pulling up to their property. We're posed for a photo, and I'm like, hold on a second, we're doing something here. We're both so embarrassed because we're holding these awkward smiles and a blacked out SUV with professionals are exiting their vehicle looking at us like we're ridiculous. So 3 dudes hop out of this Tahoe and right away they're saying things like, guys, you're trespassing, step away from the gate, you guys cannot be here. They're being very blunt. Not super aggressive, but matter of fact. You could tell that they were used to this, and they were clearly done with any type of interaction like this with people like us. But we were in this super awkward position, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. We already are in this situation, and our photo is about to go off in like 3 more seconds. So why not just stay still? Why not get the photo? And then the beeps that signify the last 3-second countdown before the camera flashes, they start. And I see the men that got out of this Tahoe, they hear it too. They look towards the phone and they all do this like eye roll sigh, like, wow, you guys are actually standing here and letting this happen. And then as the artificial shutter sound of the camera goes off, the entire situation changes. It's like everything around us got a little bit brighter and a little bit more colorful. And the shutter sound was the last sound that I heard before it felt like my ears popped and I couldn't hear anything. It didn't hurt or actually pop. It felt more like we walked into a soundproof room. There was no ambient or natural sound around us anymore. The sound of the Tahoe was gone. The sound of nature around us was gone. It was as if something just plucked away the sound from everything around us, just turned the volume down. It wasn't exactly silent though. It was almost like going underwater at a pool party. You could hear things, but they were muffled and at a distance. My eyesight felt different too. Everything got very vibrant, and I had this weird sensation when I was looking at these men that exited their car, who were once just annoyed with us. I'm looking at them, and I was keenly aware that they were also human beings. You know when you're walking by somebody in a city, and they feel like a stranger, you can't even comprehend that they have a complex life of their own. But then when you sit down with somebody at dinner, and you look them in the eyes and you're conversing, you see the entire person that they are. Your perspective of who they are and your ability to get to know them shifts based on where you are and who's around. It felt like just moments before they were high-level private property owners. They aren't intimidating anymore, and I could see it in their eyes that they're looking at us the same way. They were so dismissive moments earlier, and now they're looking at us like they would get to know us. It was the most bizarre feeling that I've ever felt. The only thing that I could relate it to is turning on the lights at a club at 4 a.m. The entire mood changes and everybody looks so different. All of a sudden, all the girls in makeup and dresses and all of the dudes with fake Versace shirts get illuminated for what they really are. You finally see that they're all just wearing a costume, trying to look cool, but in reality, they're just a lost child at a club trying to make friends. I know that example is rooted in being drunk and indoors, but it's the only comparison I can make in this situation. The illusion of outfits and status and hierarchy were lifted from all of us. We all felt like humans and equals, and I couldn't understand why I was feeling these incredibly specific emotions. Why does it all of a sudden feel like we are the same as these men? Like there's an odd connection between us. But then I saw it, and Sam must have seen it before me because the only reason I turned to look at it is because Sam nudged my arm, and he's signaling to me to look where he's looking. And I turn around to look at the ranch, and what I see is this blue orb hovering right above the gate. It was floating at about eye level, and it was just floating. And then I saw it twitch, and then I realized why I was feeling the way I was feeling. When it twitched, I realized that it had slightly turned its attention from the other guys to us, but it didn't have any imperfections or signs that it had a front or back. It was a perfectly symmetrical, lightly glowing blue orb. But I could tell it was looking at these other men before, but looking at us now. And the reason me and these other men were looking at each other like fellow humans and equals is because there was something not human looking at all of us. And it's crazy how quickly the facade of social structures crumble in the face of something that's non-human. Immediately, everybody sees each other as team human. The tribes go away, the barrier of friendships go away. It turns into you are human and we have each other's back against something that's non-human. But was this thing making my hearing and vision feel this way? Or is this some type of adrenaline dump that's happening? And we're standing in this fever dream of a situation just gawking at this orb, like monkeys looking at a magic trick. And we're unable to pull together the words to communicate with each other. It did one more slight rotation, but this time it looked like it rotated to look towards the sky. And then it started to slightly vibrate. And the light vibration only lasted for a few seconds before it shot
Yeah,
up into the
doing
sky. And if you had blinked,
digging
you
down
would have
here for
missed it.
diamonds and
Because it
doing the
disappeared
road
over
kind of
only
goes
like a
hand in
few
hand
blocks
because
away.
I'm using all the
And
steep
we
slate
could
on
see
roads.
all the frames that it shot directly vertical. And all of our heads woke up and tilted to the sky to watch it. It ascended thousands of feet in seconds, and then it started to arc its trajectory slightly over the ridge, and then it zipped off over the mountains in the distance. And I use the term zipped on purpose because it didn't move like a projectile. I would compare it to the difference between a fast sports car and a Tesla. The sports car is fast, but the sports car has a rumble to it. And the Teslas are just as fast, if not faster, but they just zip. And I see this thing disappear over the mountains, and the sounds of our surroundings start to pour back in, as if somebody just slowly turned the volume back on, and the disturbance in my vision started to fade back to normal, as if somebody dragged the vibrance and saturation back to almost neutral. And I say almost because there was something still slightly off with my vision. It was almost normal. It was slightly too vibrant. And maybe it still looks slightly off because I could remember what it looked like just moments before, so the memory of it is blending with the reality that I'm standing in now. But I remember standing there shaking my head and rubbing my eyes, trying to recalibrate them as everybody starts talking. And as I'm digging into my eyes, one of the men that exited the SUV breaks the silence in a very serious tone. And almost in disbelief, he said, "We all saw that, right?" Just kind of announcing it to the entire group. And I heard his guys start answering with yeses, like, "Yes, we saw it, yes, yes, yes." But I wasn't sure if he was expecting an answer from us until I stopped rubbing my eyes. And when my vision stopped kaleidoscoping from itching them so hard, I saw that he was looking directly at us for an answer. And I could also still see the faint difference in my vision. Not enough to freak out about, but it was enough for me to consciously be like, man, I really want that to go away. It was faint, but the intrusive thoughts thinking that my vision was permanently impaired started freaking me out a little bit. I wasn't going to absolutely panic in this situation, maybe in a few days if it lasted, but I had to focus on answering this guy's question. And I look at Sam to see if he's going to take the lead in this situation, but to my surprise, he's shaking his head no with his mouth closed. And I immediately change my nod to a shake when I see him denying it. I don't know why he's denying it, but I stop my head from going up and down and it starts going left and right because I'm agreeing with my friend. And then I realize that we have no idea how these guys are going to react to us seeing something like that, because we don't know if we just witnessed something otherworldly or highly confidential. And it hit me in that moment that Sam was keeping his mouth closed, denying seeing it out of the fear for our safety. We might have just seen something that we shouldn't have, and we could very likely be in a pickle. And I
Yeah.
could feel that Sam wanted to wait for them to talk first. So I stalled out and waited for information too. And the man from that group, who was clearly the boss there, followed up with something that was very surprising to me. He started clapping and cheering and celebrating. He was acting childish and celebrating the situation, and his little minions that are with him started following suit. Sam and I were standing there in disbelief from what we had just witnessed, but now from what they were doing about it. The situation couldn't get more bizarre, so we didn't engage in their celebration. All we wanted was an explanation. And these guys are high-fiving and hugging, and Sam and I wanted to know why. And finally, the boss started walking over to us with a big smile on his face, and dude just started blabbing. And he was talking to us like friends that he hadn't seen in a minute, and he had to fill us in on some of the new gossip. And right away he goes, "Don't worry guys, you're not in any trouble. I knew that newcomers spiked activity, but that was amazing. You saw it, right? How amazing was that? Thank you so much for making that moment happen for all of us. They usually don't come that close to us. It must have been poking around and checking you guys out. I've actually never seen a blue one during the day. Please tell me that you guys are willing to go on record about that experience. You know what? Will you please come to headquarters to give your testimony while it's still fresh in your head? It could be anonymous testimony if you don't want your name attached. This situation is amazing, isn't it? Multiple witnesses, two strangers. The guys are going to absolutely love this." This guy was just talking at us, so happy, but why was he thanking us? Or what is does he mean newcomer spike activity? The first thing that I thought is he trying to trick us into speaking and admitting that we saw this thing? And I can't gauge what this guy's true intentions are, so I'm just standing there, lips sealed. And Sam stepped up and broke the silence on our end by saying, "Sir, we didn't see anything, and we'd like to leave if that's okay with you." And that was okay with me. I wanted to get out of that situation as fast as possible, but it wasn't okay with the boss. It's not like he got aggressive or mean, but it seemed as if he wasn't going to take no for an answer because he was just so excited. He was elated, and he replied with a big deep breath as if he was trying to recalibrate the conversation and give us the inside scoop. He's like, "You guys are not in any trouble at all. You weren't even technically trespassing. I promise you there will be no negative repercussions if you just come to headquarters. We mean you guys no harm whatsoever." And Sam cut him off pretty abruptly. He goes, "Are you military? And is what you just saw military classified?" And Sam was being very clear, emphasizing that he saw it. And we're not confirming that we did to cover our tracks. And the boss just started laughing. And he goes, "No, no, no, guys. Nobody on this ranch is military."
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
If roaches are getting comfortable in your home, it's time for STEM's multi-insect spray. Made with botanical extracts, it's safe to use around people and pets when used as directed, killing ants, roaches, and flies without the fuss. And with no added dyes, fragrance, or harsh chemical odors, you can spray it inside and outside your home. Live life never bugged with STEM. Visit stemforbugs.com to learn more.
You want to know what quality sounds like? It sounds like a Ford Super Duty towing up to 40,000 pounds before the sun comes up. It sounds like a Ford Mustang doing what a Mustang does. Ford, J.D. Power's #1 in initial quality among mainstream brands. Ready, set, Ford.
When properly equipped, max towing varies based on cargo, vehicle configuration, accessories, and number of passengers. For JD Power 2026 U.S. initial quality study award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year. Newer models may be shown.
This episode is brought to you by Welch's Fruit Snacks. Back to school season can be tough on parents, but choosing a snack you and your kids can both get behind doesn't have to be. Stock up on Welch's Fruit Snacks, made with whole fruit and now made with no artificial dyes. It's a snack kids already love and one you can feel good about giving them. Go back to school with Welch's.
Here to study unusual things, like the thing that you just saw. Sam wasn't fully ready to let his guard down, so he rebutted with, "Sir, I'm ex-military, and if you need us to sign anything to ensure that our military secrets are kept secrets, we are willing to do so. I can have you contact old superiors of mine to vouch for me. We are happy to cooperate so we can leave safely, and we can keep our country's secrets safe." I fully realized Sam's worries now. He thought that there was a very good chance that what we just saw was classified, and they were either going to make us disappear or pour a bunch of acid in our mouth and kick us off into the woods, to either die of exposure or be found and deemed insane. But the boss is still laughing and smiling, and he puts his hand on Sam's shoulder and goes, "I appreciate the sacrifices that you made for our country. I am not military. I am not going to hurt you. And the only thing that I want you guys to fill out is a testimony talking about what we just experienced. I give you my word. What we just saw is much more than some classified military project. There's something very special happening on this ranch, and you two were blessed enough to witness it." And I could tell that this lowered Sam's guard slightly, but he wasn't fully convinced that what we just saw was some blessing. But I could tell that he didn't feel like we were in immediate danger anymore. He might have gotten the sense that this man was definitely not military, and I didn't have as good of an eye as Sam did for that type of thing, but he didn't feel like a military guy to me. He looked like a scientist, which added up with what he said, and I felt like it was my turn to chime in, but I was going to take the conversation in a different direction. So I asked him, "What did you mean something special was happening on this ranch?" And the boss turned his attention towards me, and he looked so excited to fill me in. Imagine Willy Wonka standing outside of this chocolate factory. That was the vibe this guy was giving. This guy looked like like he was sitting on a pile of secrets and surprises. And he just goes, I've been a scientist for 30 years. I've seen incredible feats of engineering and ingenuity. I've traveled the world and I've spoken with some of the greatest minds of the century, and nothing holds a candle to what we found on that wrench. What we have found here is borderline magic, and I've dedicated my life to studying it. This past year, I've been putting a lot of focus into optimizing my health, and a big part of that is finding doctors that actually work for me. The problem is, that process can feel completely overwhelming. You either spend hours digging through physicians' websites all around your area, or you end up asking a neighbor or a friend who you see and just hoping that it works out. That's why I started using ZocDoc. It's a free app and website that helps you find and book in-network doctors. With more than 150,000 providers across all 50 states and over 200 specialties to choose from, you could search by symptom or specialty. You can read through thousands of verified patient reviews to get a real feel for who each doctor really is. And you get to see their real-time availability before you even book. And whether you want to go in person or do a video visit, you could pick whatever works for your schedule. Most appointments happen within 24 to 72 hours, and sometimes you can even score a same-day appointment. Stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Dougie to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Dougie. This message is sponsored by ZocDoc. I
Dougie.
appreciate somebody that's passionate about their work, but this guy sounded like he was obsessed with this wrench. So much so that it did bring my guard down a little bit. He was clearly dead serious that he was just an obsessed scientist that was so happy that outsiders got a glimpse into what he had been studying. And I had a
Oh,
lot of
because I
questions
didn't
for him,
bring
but I
my
had no
damn.
idea where to start. And the boss could clearly sense it,
You
so
know
he
what?
continued by saying, I'll tell you what, we both have something that the others want. I want your guys' testimony, and you guys clearly wanted to see the wrench. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't have been trying to take that selfie in front of it. If you guys agree to take the testimony, I'll lend you guys one of our golf carts, and the two of you can explore the ranch for yourselves. And I'll even take you into our surveillance headquarters to show you the behind the scenes of our scientific process. What do you guys say? At this point, it was pretty clear to Sam and I that this guy was just an excited, quirky scientist, and his bargain sounded like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if you think about it, there's probably so many people that would pay cold, hard cash to be able to do what he just offered us to do for free. And I didn't want to say yes for the both of us because Sam was super intense just a couple moments earlier. So I give him a little glance. We both start dying laughing. He was thinking exactly what I was thinking. Why not? And then Sam replied in a much more playful tone than before. Will you tell us what that blue thing was if we come in? Now we were just in some playful banter because the boss replied, I'll tell you what I think that was, but I'm really telling you guys, something special is happening here. Also, we never get that close to those big blue meanies. They never want to talk to us. That one last thing that he said was a little bit odd to me, but we were already climbing into their Tahoe. And the other guys that he was with, they were polite too, but they let the boss do the majority of the talking. But I couldn't get my mind off those last few things that he said. He had pet names for that orb. He called it a big blue meanie. Meanie has a negative connotation to it, but I couldn't tell if he was implying that it's mean because it never wanted to talk to them. And does that imply that there's other things on this ranch that do want to talk to them? It was just a very loaded statement that presented more questions than clarity. But we were already in this Tahoe, entering the ranch, so I figured I would have my chance to get some clarity from him. And the drive up to the place that he referred to as headquarters only took us about 5 minutes to get there. And that entire 5-minute drive, this guy kept reiterating all of the points that he was making about how amazing and how fascinating what had just happened to us was. And he was reiterating the whole situation almost in a story-like tone, like this dramatic play-by-play, as if he was rehearsing how he was going to tell it to all of the workers back at headquarters. This guy was extremely performative and eccentric, and to be honest, pretty annoying. And that's coming from me. It was as if he was using repetition and exaggeration, as if he was trying to convince us that what had just happened to us was a canon event. It was really bizarre, the entire situation, don't get me wrong, but the way he was harping on it, and the significance that it should have on our lives, was a bit too much for my liking. I understand that it was his life's work, and he was super passionate about it, but come on, give me a break. We both have careers and lives outside of this little situation. Stop trying to convince us that we just witnessed a biblical event with you, and now we're going to be changed forever. Sam and I were just shooting sarcastic looks at each other as he went on and on and on about it. But we weren't going to mess up this opportunity to see this ranch on our own. So we patiently waited until we pulled up to headquarters and we hopped out of the Tahoe. And the building was nicer than I was expecting it to be on a ranch like this. And we could see at least a dozen people working through the windows. They're all buzzing around in there. And the boss leads the way in, and he lets us know before we get in that today is a super busy day. So we should just let the workers work and try to not get in the way. And he walks us in the front door, and he was absolutely right. There was a dozen scientists steadily working, super engaged in what they're doing, completely ignoring us. And at a glance, it just looked like they were analyzing data on spreadsheets, people inspecting different soils under microscopes, people testing materials in various ways. Everyone just looked super busy and in their own work. Nobody even acknowledged us as we walked in. They kept their heads down and they focused on their tasks. And the boss is showing us around, taking us to each station, very briefly explaining what they're doing. To sum up the whole operation, they were trying to find any irregularities that were going on in the ranch, from minerals in the dirt to hallucinogenic gases in the air, to even like magnetic charges on specific items. Anything that could potentially explain the odd occurrences that happen there. Before we had a chance to ask him about any proof or evidence that they'd found here, he brought us into a separate room. And this room was seriously impressive. The lab that we were in, super legit, but this room was seriously high level. It was the surveillance room, and there must have been 30 monitors lining the walls with live streams from every angle of the ranch feeding into this room. They had the entire ranch under 24-hour surveillance, and the man working in that room was the only man to acknowledge us since we had arrived. The other two guys that had arrived with us had dissolved into the busy work of the lab, like they were gone, and they didn't even say bye to us. We were just relieved that they didn't come with us into the surveillance room. And the surveillance guy was super friendly. He introduced himself to us as Tim. He had a very similar energy to the boss, just really in your face, very passionate about the work that they're doing there, and overwhelmingly ready to attach a slightly odd occurrence into a web of out there theories about the ranch. And what I mean by that is, when the boss started filling him in about what we had just witnessed by the gate, he immediately piled onto the story about something that was absolutely not true, but was plausible. The boss told him the thing rotated itself before it shot itself vertically. And Tim, who was not there, immediately piled onto the story saying it must run on the same technology that the craft in the gimbal video did from that leak in 2015. They must be generating their own gravity and using it as a vacuum to fall forward through space. If you're not familiar with the gimbal video, it's a declassified video that the Pentagon released in 2015 that shows what looks to be a UFO like shooting off. It's super fascinating if you look into it, but I just thought it was kind of weird connecting a real military declassification to what just happened to us when he wasn't even there to witness it. And don't get me wrong, I see the correlation that he was making about the propulsion and everything like that. But it was so weird that he was piling onto a story that he wasn't a part of, as if it was total facts, as if him saying it made that part of the story true as well. And then he started leaning into the fact that he believed that they were on the verge of some world-altering discovery. Again, Sam and I are looking at these two like they're absolute quacks. Mind you, we just witnessed something completely bizarre, but the way that they were talking about it was even weirder than what we witnessed. And then it hit us what was really going on there. We just let the boss and Tim keep talking until they exposed themselves. They started referencing their religion a lot. They started making callbacks to whatever book that they follow, as their conversation started fading into multi-dimensional theories. Yeah, they went from Big Blue Meanie to gravitational propulsion to wormholes to multiverse in a matter of minutes. And they were talking about it like they were on the verge of cracking the code. It was very clear to us at that point what this was. They were taking every small experience that happened to them on this ranch and they were tying it back to their religion. This wasn't about advanced alien tech or paranormal activity. This was about finding proof that their religion was the true religion. And I don't mean to disrespect any religion, I'd never do that. But what they were doing was twisting the words of their book to feed a cultish fantasy of theirs. It seemed as if studying this place was an ego trip to them, and they were going to be the ones that found the proof that their religion was the true religion. And then it made sense. That's why they were so enthusiastic about it. They had a religion-based purpose to everything that they were doing. And to be fair, I wish I could bring their level of enthusiasm into my life. They wake up every day thinking that they're the chosen ones, on a mission to prove their God right. But they were obviously so consumed by it, and they were in such an echo chamber, that they were willing to twist any theory to fit their narrative. It felt culty to us, but you're crazy if you think that was going to stop Sam and I from searching that ranch. They were culty, but they felt harmless to us. And we just wanted to get this testimony done so we could explore the ranch by ourselves. Give us that golf cart, boys. Eventually, we have to cut off the conversation that the boss is having with Tim by asking if we could get that testimony out of the way while it's still fresh. What I really meant was, hey, can I write this down before you two clog my memory with theories and exaggerations? But I didn't say that to them. And they're super polite, they apologized for going on a tangent. But then the boss looked at his watch and said, I'm so sorry guys, I actually have a meeting right now that I have to take. And and I actually need to use the boardroom for it, so the testimonies are going to have to wait. But I'm going to have Tim here take you on a tour so you don't miss any of the good stuff. And Tim is just standing there with this big enthusiastic smile, ready to be our guide. And Sam and I are internally rolling our eyes because we just realized that we don't get to explore this place by ourselves. Not to mention, as the boss is leaving the room to go to his meeting, Tim calls out to Junior. And we were a little bit confused about that until a 10-year-old comes running into the room and is like, "Yeah, Dad?" And Tim just starts saying, "Hey, bud, we're going to take these guys on a tour. Are you ready?" So now not only are we not going on this tour alone, we have to do it with a cooped up 10-year-old like this is a Disney ride. It is what it is, though. It didn't seem like Junior was very annoying, so we just went along with it. So we all walk out of the headquarters and we pile into this golf cart. And none of the workers acknowledge us leaving either. But science isn't based in customer service, so we didn't take it personally. And obviously, we're going to be nice to Junior. He's just a kid. So we start asking him questions about himself. And we ask him, "Have you ever had a tour of the ranch yet? This is our first time." And Junior was one of those really calm kids that has an adult-like feel to him. He'd answer in completely clear sentences, but with little emotion and little interest. And he just replied to us, "I've lived here my whole life. I know where everything is." But Tim butted in to clarify what Junior just said, and it seemed as if he was a little bit embarrassed about the subject. He reluctantly tells us, "Well, I moved onto the ranch full-time when Junior was about 3. I'm a single father, so where I go, he goes. He's been raised here, so he knows this place better than anyone." And then he looks at Junior and he goes, "You gonna show these guys your secret hideouts, Junior?" It was clear that he was trying to get Junior more interested in the conversation by bringing up his secret hideouts. But we could tell it just made Junior feel uncomfortable and less interested in interacting with us. And eventually Tim gave up on getting Junior involved and he just started the tour, which we were okay with. So we started driving in the same direction that we came in. So the gate was getting further and further away from us and we were going deeper into the ranch on the same straight road. And then Tim started talking again. And it was very clear that he was completely consumed with the idea that the ranch is extremely special. And he starts the tour by saying, "You boys have no idea how lucky I am. When I was told to take this job, I thought it was a bunch of nonsense. And trust me, I was a total skeptic like you two. I thought all these guys were absolute lunatics before I went on my tour. And let me tell you, it was a life-changing experience and I never want to leave the ranch again. I promise you this. These are sacred grounds. This place is a meeting point of space and time. It's the bridge to other universes, and it has the answer to any question if you're willing to stay long enough." At this point, I am starting to feel bad for us, because we're literally driving a golf cart through a light brown rocky ranch. There's no sign of anything unique here. It's Mecca. And at this point, I'm actually starting to doubt what happened to us at the front gate. The longer that we stayed here, the more we listened to these
House
guys
is
talk,
here.
the more it all seemed staged and corny. And I started to genuinely feel bad for Tim and Junior as Tim kept talking. This guy was clearly brainwashed with the lore of this ranch. I don't know if you've ever met somebody that their mind is too open. Like, it was open to the point where any story that he had heard about this place was absolute fact to him. And I'm just looking at Junior as Tim starts another tangent about the previous owners of the ranch. And he started going on and on about how some impossibly large wolf started attacking their cattle on the first day they arrived, and how it magically disappeared. And then he started going on about humanoid looking creatures crawling themselves out of like Doctor Strange like portals in the middle of the night. Oh, I also forgot to mention that the massive wolf was bulletproof but also friendly to humans. And we're just driving by some broken down fences and another worn down homestead when he continues his tangent about the previous owner's fence digging tool and how it was stolen and strung up into a tree, and how this particular homestead was known to have heavy poltergeist activity. And he was regurgitating these stories like they were memorized verses of the Bible. It was as if he rehearsed this entire tangent
Lots and
and he was
lots of
spitting out this
lava.
complete nonsense as if it was undeniable truth. And it felt like he was trying to sway us into believing. It's like we opened the door to a couple church solicitors and they got our ear. This whole thing was feeling so gimmicky. And he must have seen the expressions of non-excitement on our faces because he ripped that golf cart to a stop. And then he pointed at a random structure and he said, "Oh,
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Flies taking over your kitchen? kitchen? Meet STEM's Flying Insect Light Trap, an easy, mess-free way to capture flying insects like houseflies, fruit flies, gnats, mosquitoes, and moths. Powered by UV light, STEM's Light Trap attracts, traps, and kills 99.9% trapped insects, all without chemical insecticides. And it works 24/7. No mess, no noise, no odor. Live life never bugged with STEM. Visit stemforbugs.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Welch's Fruit Snacks.
Ooh, is
Back
that
to
a
school season
pool?
can be tough on parents, but choosing a snack you and your kids can both get behind doesn't have to be. Stock up on Welch's Fruit Snacks, made with whole fruit and now
Grab
made
a
with
little
no
more.
artificial dyes. It's a snack
Did
kids
I
already
exit?
love and one you can feel good about giving them. Go back to school with Welch's Fruit Snacks, now made with no artificial
Pour the
dyes.
water on it, yeah.
It's said everything happens for a reason, but maybe everything happens for a Reese's. Take noise-canceling headphones. Do they block hearing to heighten taste?
I don't have my diamond
Everything seems to
pickaxe, so
show
mine it's off.
everything happens for a Reese's.
When you say 7-Eleven's hottest fire chicken sandwich, people think you're intense. Well, yeah, I'm hot! Oh, yeah, intense. Want to see if you can handle the heat? Then try me. With pickles or spicy mayo and jalapenos. Oh, and it's all just $4.99. That's a deal almost as hot as I am. Almost! Sweets? No. Spicy? See for yourself. $4.99 and only at 7-Eleven. Valid through 8/25/46. Participating stores only while supplies last. Visit the store for full terms.
Said, oh, you guys don't believe me? Let me take you through this house right here. You'll be able to feel it the second you walk in, and it's undeniable after you feel it. And Junior seemed just as excited as we were to walk through a dusty old building. Not very excited, but we were trying our best to make the best of it. And I think Sam made a Ghostbusters joke because like the heavy poltergeist activity. Tim did not like that joke and actually got a little bit awkward as we were getting up to this dusty old cabin thing. But then I noticed Junior did something a little bit weird. He was just staring at the house that we were walking up to with a blank face, but then I saw a smirk come across it. It was as if he saw somebody that he liked and recognized, and he was a little bit excited to see them, and he gave them a little wave. So I look towards where he's looking, and I don't see anybody. So I just assumed that he was playing pretend in his head and going over made-up scenarios like a bunch of other little kids do. Kids do that all the time, but it was a weird shift because he seemed so calm and in control of his movements leading up to that point. He wasn't one of those kids that couldn't physically control their impulses. So it was a bit out of character for him, even though I had only met him like 10 minutes earlier. And I noted it, but I brushed it off as we entered the house. And if I'm being honest with you, I did feel immediately off about being inside of this place. And not because it felt haunted, it was because the locks that were on the doors, they felt like overkill. The front door had like 6 different kind of locks on it. And when Tim opened the door, it had more locks on the inside as well. And I didn't understand why it had to have locks on both sides. Was it to lock somebody out or to lock something in? It was weird, and Sam noticed it right away too. Tim seemed nice, but we both didn't like that he chose to bring us in this one. So we were on high alert as we entered, and Tim is just going on and on about more fairy tales about this place, when I noticed there's a security camera in the room. And it wasn't a super surprise because of how many monitors we saw in the surveillance room at headquarters, but it added to my suspicions about an already suspicious situation. Neither of us were willing to walk any deeper into the house. We were standing in the living room right next to the open front door, and we didn't plan on letting anybody get in between us and that open front door. Even little Junior. And I break up Tim's fairy tale by abruptly asking, yo, what's up with the locks in the camera? I just felt like drawing attention to the fact that we were aware of the red flags about this place, in case Tim was going to try to pull a fast one. But before we get a chance, Junior starts laughing and he runs into the kitchen in front of us, and he takes a left into an area of the house that we can't see from where we're standing. To paint the picture for you, when you walk in, there's a living room and there's 2 archway openings into different rooms. The one straight ahead was the kitchen. That was the one that Junior ran into. And the other one was into a bedroom that had a backdoor exit. We couldn't see from our perspective if the kitchen and the bedroom connected. There was a wall in between them. But Junior went into the kitchen and took a left, so if they did connect and he had continued running, we would have seen him enter the bedroom to the left. Tim tried to grab him before Junior went into the kitchen, but Junior wiggled away from him and just took off running. And Tim scurried off chasing him, and he took that same left as well. And then it went silent. And I waited about 2 seconds before I took a big step back to make sure that my foot was in this doorway, so nobody would be able to close us in from outside. I just had a feeling that they were going to try to circle the house and close the door behind us to lock us in. But to my surprise, Junior comes running back out of the kitchen naturally, we think that he was talking to his dad, but what he said was, "Where have you been?" So he couldn't have been talking to his dad. He was talking to somebody that he hadn't seen in a while. So we just wait for whoever it is that he's talking to. We wait for Tim to emerge from the kitchen, but nobody ever comes out. Meanwhile, Junior is still talking to somebody, as if somebody's in that room. He's answering yes and no, and he's giggling here and there as if he's having a funny banter with a friend. And I look at Sam and I go, "Dude, check the kitchen. I'll make sure that this door stays open." And he gives me a confirmation nod, walks through the room, peeks around the kitchen corner, and once he sees what he needed to see, he loops around to the other room. And I'm assuming that these rooms connect, so he's able to see where they're hiding in this bedroom. But Sam just looks at me and he goes, "He's gone." And I'm super confused, so I just go, "What do you mean?" And Sam goes, "There was nowhere for him to go. He's just not here." Now Sam is standing in the bedroom doorway, and I'm still standing at the front door exit. And Junior's still just standing in this room with us giggling. And Sam barks at Junior, "Hey, where'd your dad go?" And Junior immediately points into the corner, the empty corner of the living room. And he replies, he tricked him, while he's smiling and laughing as if he just played a practical joke on his dad with a friend. Neither of us know what to say in that moment, so we're both just staring at Junior until he talks again. And this kid goes, "Don't worry, he never hurt his dad. He just moves him, but he always finds his way back." "What does that mean, Junior?" Sam and I are looking at each other. We're like, how do we even reply to that? And I can see that Sam is absolutely frozen as he's glancing into the corner that Junior pointed at. There was a tension in the room, but something in me felt like this was another gimmick. And I was about to try to break the tension of the situation and make a joke, but Junior spoke up before I did, and this time he was pointing at Sam. And the kid says this to him. He says that you should probably get that mole checked. Sam bursts into action immediately, rushes towards Junior, picks him up, starts heading towards me, and goes right out the front door. I just follow his lead and I get out of that house as fast as possible. And Junior is just laughing his head off, with Sam running with him. And Sam puts the kid down, and we both start circling the house to see where Tim is hiding, or if there are any other exits that we weren't aware of. And I still don't know why Sam sprung into action like that, but I just wanted to cover all of the bases before debriefing with him. And we put Junior back in the golf cart with us after we finished searching. And I just look at Sam and I'm like, "Dude, what was that about?" And Sam goes, "Dude, I felt something breathe on my neck in there, I swear." And at the same time, he was rubbing his left shoulder with his right hand, and he pulled his t-shirt aside, and he showed me a mole that his t-shirt was covering. And he goes, "Dude, I just got this mole checked last week. It's nothing, I'm okay, but it's on the same side where I felt the breath. How did that kid know about it?" And we both whip our heads around and start questioning Junior further, but he's just a kid and he's not taking it serious at all. He was clearly very amused with what just happened, and he was happily dancing around our questions. We asked him about 10 different ways where his dad went, and he kept answering with something along the lines of, "I don't know, he always drops him somewhere different." And it was so confusing because the lead up to that house, as you recall, I told you it felt so rehearsed. Tim literally said, "Oh, you don't believe me? Come into this house." And now he randomly disappears. It felt like this might be a prank, like a very elaborate prank. Part of me
Yeah.
just felt like they were trying to make believers out of us. But Sam was shook. Sam obviously wasn't in on their little operation, but they clearly spooked him into feeling something that he didn't. But the line about the mole, it definitely got under his skin. And I wasn't about to make less of the situation and start making jokes about something that actually bothered Sam. But we both had enough of this place at this point, so we both decided we're going to drive back to headquarters now. We're going to drop off Junior in the golf cart and we're going to leave. As long as we drop the kid off with adults, we don't really care. Tim could walk back himself. He'll survive, and honestly, he deserves it for pulling a stunt like that. So Sam throws the golf cart in drive, and we whip a U-turn, and we start going back in the same direction that we came. We were a little bit on edge, and we were annoyed with the situation, so we stayed quiet for a minute. And I just zone out for a couple minutes, looking deep into the ranch, until eventually I feel Sam whip another U-turn. And I look at him, and he has some real panic in his eyes. So I ask him if he's okay, and he's shaking his head, and he's like, "Dude, I don't recognize anything. Do you?" And I look around to take in our surroundings. I look behind us to past us, and then it circles back, and we start to get a little bit worried. Who knows if this is some kind of starving eagle and it's going to take its chance at Junior? The last thing we need is this kid that we don't know getting gouged by eagle talons while we're lost. And we're standing in between it and the kid, looking up at it, trying to track it, when Junior finally speaks up, trying to calm us down. And he just goes, guys, stop it. That's not even the big one. We're fine. We both look at this kid confused, trying to give him some signals to cough up some more information. For starters, that's not even the big one? What are you talking about? That thing's massive. But Junior continues by saying, these birds are harmless, but if we see the big one, we should probably get inside until it leaves. Again, every sentence that this kid says just raises more questions. What was this kid, raised by a sphinx? It's as if he learned to speak English in riddles. Everything that he says is so nuanced. And he gives us no context, as if we're supposed to know what he's talking about. And as I'm about to implode, trying to figure out how I'm going to communicate my frustrations, I hear the bird clearly land in a tree behind me. And I turn around right after Sam does, and I see this big, rugged tree. And the only way I could explain it is that it looked like, kind of like the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. But how
It
it
was
looked
so
right now,
odd
it
that,
didn't have
like,
any leaves on it. It wasn't
what I
even
was
a big
wanting to
tree
do and
with a
needing to do
shaded
is, like,
moisture. Just a
I
large,
kind of got
ugly old tree
sidetracked
that
with
looked like its great-great-grandfather might have been a half of a cactus.
lava
But
and
that
stuff,
wasn't the weird part about this tree. The weird
but
part
going
was
through
who was
here
in it. The massive red bird that was just such a threat to us was
to
just
try to get that bit
pleasantly
of lava
sitting
were
in the
just
tree.
really,
It was like a parrot, or like a, I think they're called
this was
scarlet
really,
macaws,
like,
but again, that still wasn't the
really
point.
helped
This
out.
scarlet macaw was sitting on a
Got,
branch
like, the
right next to
diamonds
an
and then all
equally
the
as large,
redstone and
blue
the
and gold
lapis
macaw, and
and
next to him
the
was a green
iron.
Catalina macaw. And again, that wasn't the weird part either. Every single inch of this tree was filled with colorful, exotic birds. There were like 4 toucans in this tree and like 50 other species that I couldn't even tell you what they were called. It was like National Geographic brought the world's most beautiful birds all into one tree for a photo shoot. Finches, parrots, pheasants, doves, lorikeet, toucan, crane, you name it. And as I'm looking at this thing, I start to notice the change in my vision again. It hadn't gone away this whole time, but I got good at ignoring it up until this point, because everything on this ranch was so bland. It was all just beige and brown. So even with the vibrance and saturation of my vision and heightened, nothing really stands out here. But that was until I started looking at this tree with all of these colorful birds. Everything on it was so colorful and so vibrant that it brought back a tidal wave of anxiety. And it brought me back to the thought that my vision might have been permanently altered. And I'm standing there trying to calm myself down, trying to convince myself that all of this is part of their weird gimmick. I was telling myself that this could be possible. You can accomplish this. These guys dropped us off into this section of the ranch so we would come across things like this to make us believers. It's not impossible to get exotic birds. Plenty of zoos have them. Plenty of people have pet parrots. It's elaborate, but it's not impossible. And the climate here, it's perfect for them. It's similar to where they come from. They could probably survive here no problem. I had to start rationalizing it. I had to start making excuses for what I was seeing so I didn't panic. And as all of these thoughts are whizzing through my brain, I'm still just gawking at this tree. It was immaculate. It was honestly one of the most beautiful things that I'd ever seen. Just this monstrous tree decorated with the world's most vibrant birds, like they were bulbs on some otherworldly Christmas tree. It looked like something plucked off of Pandora and we were about to get greeted by massive blue people speaking Navi. And I'm still frozen in this
Oh, cool,
melting
I
pot of
found my way
emotion.
back.
Fear, denial, amazement, confusion, and then Sam finally breaks the silence by saying,
I was kind of
slow down,
wondering if I was
everyone.
going to be
This
able
place
to.
isn't right. We need to leave right now. And I
It's
could
like I
tell
need
that
to
he was letting the
go
panic
take my
get to him.
stuff
And that was the
upstairs.
last thing that we needed in this situation. And I try to calm him down by convincing him the same things that I'm trying to convince myself. And I whisper this to Sam so Junior doesn't hear. This is possible. You hear how they talk about this place, how desperate they are to have us hop in on their bandwagon. I could see them doing this. I could see them ordering exotic birds and setting this up so we see it. They did this, and they wanted us to see it. And I see in Sam's face, he's nodding along. He's trying to let me get through to him, but he can't help but respond. I didn't see it when we drove by, though. I only saw the tree once we got out. How could I have missed it? Look at that tree. How could we drive by that thing and miss it? And he was 100% right, but we couldn't afford to fall into that thinking right now. I had to get Sam back. I had to get him back on track. And I'm like, dude, we missed it because we're looking for a building. We're looking for headquarters, not a tree. Think about it, you never notice a specific car until you buy one. Then you notice 100 a day. We weren't looking for the thing, so we didn't see it. And this seemed to get through to him a little bit, and I could visibly see the panic attack ceasing to exist. He got in control of his emotions, and I could tell he was
Put the
starting to think
charcoal in here
tactically
for
again. I couldn't get myself to look back at this tree of
me.
birds. I had to turn my back to it in an attempt to stay calm. And when I did, I saw Junior, and I'm like, this kid is still with us, and he is definitely our best chance of getting back to headquarters. But that's if we could get him to cooperate with straight answers. And Sam must have came to the same conclusion because he opened in a really soft tone. Hey, Junior Bud, I think we're a little bit lost. Do you mind being the captain of the ship on the way back so we don't make any more wrong turns? And Junior's just leaning on the golf cart, looking as bored as ever. And he just mumbles, you didn't make any wrong turns, you just have to finish the tour. And I think right in that moment, this kid's gonna be a hard code to crack. Everything he says is so vague, it is maddening. But we gotta stay on his good side. And I try to follow up with something that's a little bit more pushy, but not outright aggressive. And I go, man, I really have to get back to my wife. She's sick at a hotel and she needs me. I know your dad probably wants us to see a couple more things like this, but we really need to get back to HQ, bud. I was trying to imply that his dad probably convinced him to be in on all of this and told him to not necessarily let us leave before we saw all of the props that he left around the ranch for us. And I think that Junior's going to be slightly affected by what I said, but the kid didn't budge at all. He replied in that same bratty know-it-all tone. Just finish the tour, it's not that hard. This kid was infuriating. We didn't study this tour like his dad did. We didn't know which way to go. So I clapped back at him a little bit. And I'm like, hey, Junior, kind of hard to finish the tour when you don't know which way to drive. And this little snot just doubles down. It's not that hard when all you have to do is drive. Just drive. Finally, we got something out of him that was worth it. We solved one of his riddles. He said, just drive, which meant we were on the right road, going the right way. We just needed to keep going. And now that we knew which way to go, I wasn't nearly as frustrated with him. We got what we needed to know, so I could go back to just talking to him friendly, because he's just a little kid. So we all climb back into the golf cart and we start driving. And I ask him, I'm like, hey Junior, just keep a lookout if there's any marks that we need to see or any turns that we need to make. Can you just let us know? And this kid replies, it doesn't matter, just drive. As if he's annoyed that we're asking for any guidance whatsoever. There's nothing that we can do in that situation other than just listen to him and drive. So Sam just gets the golf cart moving and we roll along the road again. But I still couldn't get myself to look back at that tree of birds. There was something about it that felt so wrong, but I was in pure denial at that point. I had to pretend that it wasn't as bizarre as it was when we saw it, to keep my mind sharp, keep my mind out of that. And ironically, what kind of helped was Junior's nonchalant, sarcastic demeanor. Even though it was incredibly annoying sometimes, it was kind of comforting that he wasn't affected by any of this. As weird as it was, there's something about a young kid acting like this is everything.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture.
My
When your
goodness,
advertising
there's so many
operations fall out of
ads.
sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting
Down.
brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Advances are getting comfortable in your home. It's time for STEM's multi-insect spray. Made with botanical extracts, it's safe to use around people and pets when used as directed, killing ants, roaches, and flies without the fuss. And with no added dyes, fragrance, or harsh chemical odors, you can spray it inside and outside your home. Live life never bug with STEM. Visit stemforbugs.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Welch's Fruit Snacks. Back to school season can be tough on
Actually,
parents, but choosing a
can I
snack
have
that
one
your
just
kids
running
can
off
both
the
get
leaves
behind doesn't have to be.
to
So
get rid of
introducing
those?
Welch's Fruit Snacks, made with whole fruit and now made with no artificial dyes. It's a snack kids already love and one you can feel good about giving them. Go back to school with Welch's Fruit Snacks, now made with no artificial dyes.
It's said everything happens for a reason, but maybe everything happens for a Reese's. Take noise-canceling headphones. Do they block hearing to heighten taste? That sound seems to show everything happens for a Reese's.
When you're 7-Eleven's hottest buyer chicken sandwich, people think you're intense. Well, yeah, I'm hot! Oh, yeah, intense. Want to see if you can handle the heat? Then try it. With pickles or spicy mayo and jalapenos. Oh, and it's all just $4.99. That's a deal almost as hot as I am.
down a little bit. And I'm deep into thought as we're going down that road, fantasizing about what lines I'm gonna tell Tim off with when we get back to HQ, while I'm simultaneously trying to keep track of every major landmark that we pass. And I felt like I was doing such a good job staying focused, but at some point, I must have lost control and I started getting drowsy. You remember that feeling you would get as a kid when you're in the back seat on a long drive home after like a fun, exciting birthday party, and your energy was so high because at the party you were slamming sodas and eating slices of cake, and you were just riding the sugar spike all day, but now you're in a quiet back seat and it's rumbling and you're fighting to keep your eyes open because you don't want the day to end because you had so much fun. But as things are passing you and the horizon is slightly bobbing and the hum of the car just starts to feel like NyQuil. That's what I was feeling in that golf cart, that immense tiredness that I hadn't felt in years. And I was in this lovely daydream. I guess at that point it was a full-on dream where I was telling off the whole headquarters and just slapping the lips off Tim for just abandoning us with his kid on this tour. And at that exact moment, the dashboard of this golf cart lit me up. I hit my face so hard on that dashboard that I was surprised there wasn't a Looney Tunes level dent on it. And as much as it hurt, it's exactly what I needed in that moment. It shocked me awake and it brought me back into that present moment, alert. And right as I got my bearings and my eyes stopped watering, I finally got the chance to look around, and I didn't recognize a thing. And I looked behind us to see if there's anything in the distance that I remembered, but it's just an empty road. There's no landmarks, no buildings behind us, just open, empty range. And I look towards Sam and he's staring forward. So I look directly ahead of us. And the only thing I see is like this fluffy rabbit. And I start to get this weird feeling because it looks like my depth perception is off. I'm trying to focus in on this rabbit and it doesn't look like it's the right size for the road. Initially I thought it was closer than it was because the size of it didn't make any sense. And it made much more sense when it hopped and it started to move off of the road that we were on. Because I realized this thing was much further away than I thought. This was the biggest rabbit that I've ever seen. It was like the ones that you see in memes where they're holding a rabbit that's the size of an entire person and it's hopping into the field. And we're sitting there in silence watching this thing, really calm, seems really friendly, really docile, but it's going into this open field with other rabbits that seem to be the exact same size as it. I thought that those rabbits were a genetic anomaly. I didn't know that you could breed them to be that big. It was like the size of a Great Dane. We're sitting there motionless, staring at this bizarre group of large rabbits, and all of a sudden, like a bunch of shade sweeps over above us. It was almost like when a plane flies overhead, and it gets really dark all of a sudden because something massive flying overhead blocked out the sun. But we have the roof of the golf cart above us, so we can't see what it is. But then from the back seat, Junior pipes up and he says, "That's the big one. We should probably go inside now." So I turn my attention away from these massive rabbits back to the right, trying to see what Junior is referring to as inside. When I look back to the right, I see a house and I see a shed. I look back towards Sam and I say, "Was that there when we stopped?" Because I was positive I was looking at an open horizon. And Sam goes, "Probably not, dude." And we could feel Junior's urgency. This is the first time we've seen him a little bit nervous because apparently that was the big one. And he's hustling towards not the house, but the shed off to the right, this little rinky-dink shed. And I'm veering towards the house because obviously we're gonna go in there. That's a big house that we could all fit in. This little shed only has a dog door that we would have to crouch down to even get into. But Junior's going that way. And Sam's looking at me because he was thinking about veering over to the house as well. But he starts following Junior, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow Sam. And Junior gets up to this shed. He only has to crouch a little bit because he's smaller. He disappears inside of this shed. And then Sam crouches down pretty far. And he disappears into the shed. And I'm just getting up to it and I'm thinking, oh my god, there's not even gonna be any room in there for me. My legs are gonna be sticking out of the back of this thing. And whatever big one just flew overhead is gonna snatch me up by my little feet. And right as I'm getting there, thinking maybe I should go to the house, I hear whatever the big one was swoop down and clearly mangle one of those large rabbits. I hear shrieking from behind me, so I'm not waiting another second. I duck down. I'm planning on probably forcing myself into this small shed with these guys. So I feel the dog door scrape over my head and down my back, and I'm crouched down because I was taller than this shed in general. So I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to stand up properly. I'm going to have to stand up slower, and I'm trying to not bump into the other guys or knock anything
What
down.
is that?
As this dog door sheds off my back, I take my hands away from my face because like crouching and covering my face, and I feel embarrassed for a second because nobody's even close to me. And I'm looking around, and this is a full-sized room. It's a wide open, carpeted room with 10-foot ceilings, and I slowly make my way to standing up straight. And I'm looking around. Sam's right there. Junior's right there, acting totally casual now that we're inside. And I'm taking in the interior of this place. This place doesn't look magical whatsoever, even though the interior dimensions didn't match the exterior ones. Aesthetically, this looked like the saddest break room from a 90s office. Brown carpet, brown walls, brown furniture, and dingy fluorescent lights flickering overhead. And the only thing that had any color was this vending machine that was radiating this neon colorful light, a Coca-Cola machine. And I'm looking at this shining soda machine, and then in the foreground, in the back of this room, there's actually two men in here. They're sitting down having a conversation in the back, and they're paying us no mind. They're not acting like us being there is weird, like we're on private property or anything. They're kind of acting like this is a normal gathering area, like there's people in and out of here. And one of the guys looks like a Simi Valley tech guy. He's dressed really casually, but you could tell he's a high net worth individual, the Mark Zuckerberg type. And you could especially tell by his smartwatch, and he had some of those techie glasses on, so much so that you could see that notifications are coming up inside of the lenses. And he's sitting across the table from dude that was honestly straight out of a Peaky Blinders episode. The way that he was dressed was very old style, like he was trying to accomplish an aesthetic of a different time. He almost looked like Tommy Shelby's nerdy uncle, which I guess would make him look like Oppenheimer. And as I'm drinking in this situation, Junior takes off running towards the vending machine. And he's in this place like he's been here 100 times. Obviously, he lives on this ranch, but he seems really excited about this particular machine. And he starts jamming quarters into it. And he's saying things like, oh, these are the best, these are my favorite. And he comes back and he hands us a couple sodas. He's like, you guys gotta try these. And I'm looking at this weird Fanta colored soda, and I've never seen anything like it. On the label it says, thirsty, just whistle. And I'm like, okay, this is a weird niche soda. Little kids are into weird things, so I'll give it a try. It looks like an orange soda. And then from the back of the room, the Peaky Blinders looking dude calls over to Junior. He goes, boy, grab me a whistle too, since you're handing them out to everybody. And he's doing it friendly. He was just like telling Junior to like get him one as well. And we start to make our way over to them a little bit, like we're migrating deeper into this room because we're trying to have an interaction with these people. These are the first people that we've seen since we've been on this tour. And both of the men start talking. The first one says, and when are you two from? And then the second one talks over him, almost like stepping on the end of his sentence. And he says, yes, where are you guys from? And I answer the second guy, and I'm like, I'm from Chicago. Sam goes, Colorado. And we naturally answer like, oh, are you guys from here? Are you guys from Utah? And the Peaky Blinders guy goes, oh, Utah, huh? Fascinating. And he looks back at the tech guy and he goes, well, it was great to see you again. I have a meeting with Boris soon. And he starts to excuse himself. He slaps the table out of politeness and he heads straight for the storage room door. And the tech guy stands up too. He's dismissing himself as well. And Sam and I internally are like, where are these guys going? Like, we need to ask more questions. And he's making his way towards the bathroom door. And I blurt out in a panic, hey man, do you mind helping us get back to headquarters? And as he's continuously walking towards this bathroom door, he's looking back at us. And I see like notifications and stuff going on in his glasses as he's looking us up and down. And he says this to us, don't let today get you down. Bright future ahead for you two. And he slips into the bathroom and shuts the door. And simultaneously, the Peaky Blinders guy closes the door behind him into a storage closet. And we're standing there completely frozen. And just a second later, the tech guy opens the door again, sticks his head out, looks directly at Sam and says, and doctor, choose Texas, and then closes the door again. Sam sprints over to the door and rips it open. And he's looking around inside, looks back at me in a panic. I hustle over as well because I don't know why he just rushed. We're looking inside of an empty bathroom. The tech guy is not in there. And I go straight to the storage closet and I look in there, empty. No Peaky Blinders found. And I look at Sam and I see him break. He looks manic and he's looking at me and he goes, how did he know? And what Sam is referring to, and I understood in that moment, was that this tech guy just encouraged Sam to take a residency in Texas and not his other options. I know that because I'm his friend, that he had a couple options to choose from, and that was going on in his life right now. But that tech guy should have no idea about any of that. And I'm trying to calm Sam down, so the only thing that I can say is like, dude, it doesn't matter, because we have to get off of this. But Sam goes, it doesn't matter. I've seen 3 men walk into a dead end today and disappear. If that doesn't matter, then what does? stop and listen closer, it sounded like a congregation of people talking, kind of in the distance, kind of muffled. And when he really tuned into it, it sounded, I don't know how else to explain it, but kind of like a Wall Street room in the 90s, ringing and shouting and people on phones and a large group of people in a condensed office space just talking and talking. And we're trying to figure out what direction that it's coming from. And we're looking around to see if there's people in the house. Definitely wasn't coming from where we were just coming from. There's no structures. And then we both start to look down towards our feet. We tilt our heads to turn our ears towards the ground, and we realize that it's coming from below us. With absolute certainty, there has to be hundreds of people below the dirt under our feet. Sam looks at me, he goes, dig. We both drop down to our knees and we start scraping at this really hard desert ground, frantically digging and digging and digging. The first part of it was the hardest, but once we broke through that layer, we were actually making some progress, and it was like a foot deep, and then it was 2 feet deep, and then there was enough space that we were able to stick our heads into this little hole that we had created. And when you would put your head into the hole, you would hear it so much clearer. The sound was 100% coming from below us, but it sounded like hundreds of people. And we are in the middle of a Utah desert. So we're taking turns sticking our heads into the dirt and continuing to dig. But Junior had made his way over, and he's standing over us as we're frantically putting our heads in and out of the dirt.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
Flies taking over your kitchen? Meet STEM's Flying Insect Light Trap, an easy, mess-free way to capture flying insects like houseflies, fruit flies, gnats, mosquitoes, and moths. Powered by UV light, STEM's Light Trap attracts, traps, and kills 99.9% trapped insects, all without chemical insecticides. And it works 24/7. No mess, no noise, no odor. Live life never bugged. STEM. Visit stemforbugs.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Workday. Guessing is for game shows, not your business, especially when your margin for error is zero. Workday is the enterprise AI platform for HR.
Yeah, this little mining expedition turned out to pay off massively. Oh damn! Look,
So every AI action is permission aware.
diamonds is
Accuracy
oh.
24/7 and the ability to not just get work done, but get it done right.
It's like I need diamonds and iron. The game's like, oh, let's just do this and
Episode is brought to you by
boom,
Welch's
diamonds
Fruit
and
Snacks.
iron.
Back to school season can be tough on parents, but choosing a snack you and your kids can both get behind doesn't have to be. Stock up on Welch's Fruit Snacks, made with whole fruit and now made with no artificial dyes. It's a snack kids already love and one you can feel good about giving them. Go back to school with Welch's Fruit Snacks, now made with no artificial dyes.
Out of the dirt. He goes, you guys shouldn't be digging. They won't like that. And Sam looks up at him. He goes, I think your dad and the boss will understand why we did it. And Junior looks Sam dead in the eyes. He doesn't respect our authority as adults whatsoever. And he goes, I don't care about the boss, what he says. And who cares what my dad thinks? You guys are going to piss off the big blue meanies. And we both stop digging. And we look up at him because we're like, okay, here's a little bit of information. Here's an opening. Sam asks the first question. He says, are the big blue meanies like the cops of this ranch? And Junior goes, no, they're just mean. We're like, okay, and Junior starts kicking dirt back into the hole like he's like, you guys really should stop digging, because the ground even being open like this is some type of threat. And we're in this weird predicament because we hear people below us, but it doesn't seem like we're making any progress, and it doesn't seem like they're getting much closer. It's just a little less muffled when you put your head under the ground level. But at least we got Junior talking, so we're okay with filling up this hole, because he seems like he wants to move forward. And we're like, Junior, like, we really want to get out of here, dude. We're trying to figure out how we could leave. And in his same kind of annoyed know-it-all tone, he's like, well, technically this is the last stop because the reservoir is right there. And we're looking around, we don't see a reservoir, but he's like, just get into the cart. So we make our way back over to the cart, and I remember that the last time we were driving, I couldn't fight off this tiredness. So I'm sitting there like gripping the seat around me, trying to stay focused. And Sam is like, dude, stay here with me. We're like, okay. And we're driving, and I feel it. I feel the drowsiness and dizziness coming in as the road is bumping and bumping, and we're trying to continue to talk, but it just feels weird. And right as I feel like I'm about to fully doze off, we hear Junior say, there's the reservoir right there. And Sam stomps on the brake. This time I don't smash my face off the dashboard, but Junior gets out of the cart immediately and starts running over towards this body of water, this large body of water in the middle of this Utah desert. It's like a full lake, not like a massive Lake Michigan, not like a Great Lake. We could see the other end of it, but it's a large body of water that I didn't notice as we were pulling up to it. And Junior didn't even wait for the cart to fully stop. He hopped out and started moving towards it. So we're like, okay, we need to keep up with him. And as we're getting out, we're going towards the lake. I'm checking my pockets. I don't feel anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my phone? Sam holds up both of our phones. He goes, yeah, sorry, dude, I took it out of your pocket when you were totally zoned out last time. And he's pretty much holding it like, don't even bother. And he turns both the home screens on. They both have this like weird staticky glitch to it. Like they're not functioning. And he like offers it to me like, you could try if you want, but I'm like, okay, you just hold on to it. He puts it back into his pockets. And we get to the edge of this reservoir, and Junior's not really saying anything. He just got us here. We're looking across the lake, and we see another person. And we see a man on a horse on the other side of this lake. We're like, oh my gosh, we have to talk to him. Sam looks at me, he goes, who do you think that is? Because he didn't look like a scientist or the guys that we saw inside of that shed. This dude was on a horse. It's almost like cowboy-like. And as we're looking at him, we could feel that he's looking back at us. He kicks his horse, and he starts sprinting like a full gallop around the lake in our direction, but he has to go all the way around it. And from our perspective, he's going to the left, and we're kind of following him with our eyes. And then we see something closer to where we are, but still over to the left. And it's a group of penguins. Legitimate happy feet looking penguins waddling towards this reservoir, sliding on their bellies and going into the water, and then just disappearing into the reservoir like a full group of them. So it's like this weird frame of watching this cowboy gallop around this reservoir, but in the foreground, a group of penguins that shouldn't be in a desert. Nothing about this climate supports this type of Arctic animal. And I'm watching these penguins all go in one by one till they're completely gone. And there's a little ripple right when they enter, but the reservoir becomes crystal clear almost immediately after. Like they're the most perfect aerodynamic creatures. But one of them kind of went in almost belly flop like. But the water made its way back to a perfectly flat surface almost immediately. And Sam and I are standing there in this bizarre situation as this cowboy starts to turn the corner. Now he's coming directly at us because he's on our side of this reservoir. And once he gets within 30 feet, he starts shouting, and he seems visibly upset. And we can't really hear him over the hooves hitting the ground until he gets close enough. And what he's yelling is, get away from him, you devil. Get away from them. You little devil, I see you, you little devil. And he has venomous eyes. And I start to get ramped up a little bit because I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Does he think we're doing something bad? But the closer he gets, I see that he's staring at Junior. And Junior grabs the back of Sam and I's legs like he's like a scared little kid looking at this dude approaching us. And it's the first time that I've seen real fear on him. Like he was a little bit nervous about the big man, but he seemed visibly terrified of this man. And now he's fully right in front of us, and he's shouting and he's being mean. But there's this rule that we like to abide by. It's how you handle crackheads in a major city when they're screaming and shouting and being intense and scaring everybody. You go crazier. If you go crazier, they immediately tone it down. And me and Sam had already made the pact that we need to get information out of anybody here, no matter what. So we didn't just match his energy. We took it to a completely different level. There can only be one person who is the angriest in every situation. So we took that position. And Sam straight up threatens this guy. 1 foot closer, we'll drag you off that horse. Immediate threat of violence. And this dude is shocked. He came in with a level of intensity, like on his horse, thinking that his authority was going to be respected. Sam points at our golf court. He goes, I'll tie you to the back of that thing. I'll drag you all across this ridge. And I'm standing there nodding like, hell yeah. And the dude knew with absolute certainty we were the angriest in this situation. And if he took it up another level, we had already set the tone that this is going to become physically violent if you attempt to push back whatsoever. So he immediately takes it a notch down. Palms up, civil now. He was just yelling, devil, devil, get away from this devil. Like he was the bad man on campus, and now he's like trying to find common ground. And he goes, boys, I am not here to hurt you. You have a devil in your presence, and you ought to know before he makes you one too. And Sam hits him with the highest IQ move that I've seen, because he doesn't immediately take sides with the cowboy. He doesn't immediately coddle Junior. He pits them against each other. And he goes, you have 1 minute to explain why you're more valuable to us than he is. And this is the freakiest part. Junior's face went from a scared little kid doing this entire act of fear and, oh my god, this man's here coming to get me, to deadpan, not scared, and his same know-it-all smugness let go of our legs and took a step back, because he knew that Sam and I were completely open to switching sides if this dude was more honest and open with the information that he had about this place. Junior thought he had us around his finger, but Sam let them both know one of you guys is going to be useful, and we don't have loyalty either way. So now the situation is Cowboy versus Junior. So maybe Junior is more valuable, but now he's going to have to speak up instead of speaking in riddles like he has been all day. And this dude, this stranger in front of us, he's a little bit too close. He's in our vicinity. We could go rip him off that horse. We could get answers from him. You're a grown man. We'll get answers out of you. We could treat you differently than we treat this little kid. And this cowboy tells us who he is. He goes, boys, I'm the former owner of this ranch. I used to live here, and this place tormented my family for years. We were publicly humiliated, and we were ignored by the authorities. When I finally put the ranch up for sale, we sold it to a private corporation. They were funded to study the ranch because they had seen all of the news reports about it that my family and I had been trying to spread, trying to get word out for help. They publicly humiliated me, but then they bought it for the same reasons I was humiliated. The only stipulation to selling it to them was that I get to stay on as a ranch hand. And he's going on and on about his sob story, how he's kind of like the hero of this situation. He's been staying on this ranch to figure out the answers to do right by his family. But we are not hearing any sob stories. We don't care. We don't trust you. We don't trust him. Sam goes, so what do you have against our little tour guide here? And now the ex-cowboy, now ranch hand, he literally spits at Junior, spits at his feet, which is honestly hilarious for a grown man to do to a kid. But then he proceeds to say, I warned them not to talk to it. I warned them to not listen to its lies. That is no boy, that's the devil himself. And Sam, cold as ever, goes, to be more specific than that. And he looks at Sam and he goes, ask yourself this, why is this boy keeping you out here? Why not bring you back to headquarters when he knows this place so well? They leave you out here until you break, until you have so many questions that you'll do anything for the person that gives you the answers. This isn't a tour, this is an initiation. I've seen them do it to dozens. And I decide to step in to let Sam know that he's not in this situation completely alone. And I go, we're not joining a weird cult. Do we look incompetent to you? And the ranch hand turns his attention towards me because he knows he has to calm me down now too. He goes, that's not a cult. Those people are consumed. Don't you see? They're just extensions of it. Did any of them seem like individuals to you? At any point of today, did you feel like you were talking to somebody new? Or did every interaction blend into the other as if it was all rehearsed? And then he points at Junior and he goes, what's his name this time? Sam, cold as ice, goes, it's Junior. And the ranch hand, absolutely sneering, goes, oh, Junior. Oh, hey, Junior. You didn't even bother giving this body its own name today, huh? You got too many people to keep track of now? Now it's just Junior? You see, this boy's name right here used to be Matthew before the imbeciles back at headquarters started making deals with the devil. Junior seemed to have a visceral, allergic reaction to hearing the word Matthew. Like there was a visible shock to him, like somebody stun gunned him. And the ranch hand keeps saying it, Matthew. And each time, like you see it almost like convulsing out of Junior. He gets like 3 of them out before Junior takes off sprinting directly towards the reservoir. And without any hesitation, we barely even get to take a step. He is diving headfirst into the water, as if he's going to swim away from this problem. And in that moment, I'm thinking, he didn't even try to defend his position. The ranch hand started saying his name, and he took off and fled. He didn't even try to say, like, I'm just a little kid. I don't know this man. He took off and is in the water. And we all kind of go towards the edge of the water waiting for him to come up. Like, oh, we have to go in and get this kid. But the same way as when the penguins went in, it became very crystal clear on top very quickly. No bubbles were coming up. We didn't see him under the surface. Now we're freaking out a little bit. Oh my god, is this kid going to drown? That's the last thing we need. And it's like going on to a minute. How long can this kid hold his breath? We don't see any sign of him whatsoever. He doesn't resurface. And in that moment, I realize, like, I'm looking around, I'm like, I haven't seen the penguins resurface either. Like, there's nothing in this water. It is crystal clear. And as we're, like, considering, like, taking off some of our garments and going in after him, the ranch hand goes, the boy won't drown, no matter how much I wish he would. Do not jump in after him. You have no idea what kind of water you'll find. And we are completely fed up. The tension of this situation, this young kid just went into water and isn't resurfacing. Everybody's speaking in riddles. Nobody will give us straight answers. Now we have 2 people, a young kid and this ranch hand, against each other with us in between, but neither of them is giving us quality information to get out of this situation. I finally snapped at this guy. If you don't tell us what's going on, we'll put you in there and you won't know what water you'll find. And the ranch hand knows we're dead serious. We will throw him into this water. You're scared of this water? Let's see you go in it. And he goes, put your heads in the water. Put your heads in the water, open your eyes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I can't even explain it. I promise We had a little confidence boost, and Sam goes, "No, load him in. We can't just leave him out here like this. I also have a couple words I want to say to the boss before we get out of here." And right in that moment, I see Sam notice something from over my shoulder. He goes, "Hold on a second." And I turn around and I see the same thing that he's seeing. And it's this big wooden post with like 5 security cameras drilled into it, like surveillance cameras. And he walks over to it and he's about to start mouthing off to the security camera. I think he might damage one or something. And he gets right up to it and he's like, "Study this." And he's about to like start flicking off the camera. Who knows what he's gonna do? But he stops mid-sentence and he starts tilting his head and he's looking at one of these security cameras. And I don't know what he's doing. He starts reaching for it. I think he's gonna rip it down. But he starts peeling at something that's on the lens. And he's picking at the corner of it. And then he gets the corner of it open and he starts to peel it all the way off as if there was a cover, like some type of sticker. And then he goes to the next one and he peels something off that one and the next one and the next one. He peeled something off the lens of each one of these security cameras. And we walk over and he shows them to me. They're just stickers of a landscape, but the sticky side is on the side where there's a picture. So that meant that this picture of this landscape was stuck to the camera lens, so that was the only thing that the cameras were able to see. So these security cameras weren't doing anything. They weren't recording anything. They all had a picture stuck to the front of it. That was the landscape that it was pointed towards. Like they took a snapshot and then stuck it onto it, so nothing was actually being recorded ever. So that meant all of the monitors inside of HQ were just doing live streams of a picture that was stuck to the camera. And the ranch hand, as we're inspecting this, he says, "They stopped doing science here a long time ago." And we walk back over to Tim, who's still out cold. I try to kick him in the ribs lightly, like, "Tim, wake up. We have questions for people." And I know that he wasn't in good shape, but that realization made this entire situation feel a little bit more dangerous. There's something really freaky going on here, and Tim was in on it. And then the ranch hand goes, "His name's not Tim, it's Conrad." And I nudge him in the ribs again, and I go, "Wake up, Conrad." That wakes him up. He had this big major gasp, this same visceral reaction that Junior had to Matthew, and he's breathing, he looks panicked. He's got this big lump on his head from smacking it off this golf cart. And I take a step back, I wasn't expecting him to wake up like that. And he immediately is staring at us and he's going, "Leave, leave, leave before he finds you." And we're trying to calm him down a little bit. We're like, "Come on, just sit up, like you hit your head pretty hard." And he's mumbling and bobbing, he goes, "He is everyone, he is everyone." And then all of a sudden he's out cold again, back limp, back asleep. And Sam and I are looking at each other. He has the crumpled up pictures from the security cameras in his pockets. The ranch hand is shaking his head like, "You should just leave him." We put him into the golf cart. We go, "Get us all the way there. Let's just make sure, get ahead of us." We get all the way to HQ. We're looking around, we don't see anybody. And we pick up Tim, now we know his name is Conrad, and we carry him into HQ. Even though the ranch hand didn't necessarily want us to. We get in the front doors and everything is still on. The lights are on, all the machines are still humming. It felt like this place was just recently lived in. Like everybody was working just until a couple moments ago. Like you felt in the atmosphere of the room there were just people in here, but now there's nobody. We lay Conrad on one of the tables, Conrad Tim, and we start snooping around a little bit. We want to know where everybody's at, but now we're looking at the equipment a little bit more. We're looking at the machines. We're a little bit more interested. And we go and we look at a couple microscopes, and we see that they have names. They're labeled Adam and Eve. Then we see a soil sampling system, and it's named Cain. And all of the equipment in this place is named biblically. Like it has a little plaque with a biblical name. And then we make our way into the surveillance room. These are the only 2 rooms that we had been in. We go into the surveillance room, nobody's in there. And we're looking at all of these monitors and we see the ones that Sam peeled off because there's more wind, there's more natural movement, all that stuff. But all of the other monitors are clearly just stickers across this entire ranch, except for the 5 that Sam peeled. And we're looking around and we see that this surveillance system, like what everything's running into, it's named Satan, Satan. And my anger spikes because this place is a weird, freaky little cult. Whatever's going on here is some type of odd cover-up initiation, bizarre operation. And Sam puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, "I think we should leave. They know that we know. We should definitely leave." And as we're turning around to leave, Tim/Conrad walks directly by the door. Directly by the doorway.
Oh
Just
no,
solid
why did
wall.
everything
Doesn't
freeze?
even look at
Okay.
us. Absolutely
Like
robotic.
what?
Moves at his sides. Like he's walking at one of those flat elevator speed walking systems without swinging his arms. And he disappears into the boardroom that we were supposed to go in to do that testimony at the beginning. And he left the door wide open. So Sam and I are like, "We're definitely going to leave, but we're going to take a peek in there." Clearly there's a meeting going on in the boardroom. And we walk really slowly and quietly. We turn the corner and we peek inside of this boardroom, expecting to see some of these weird, freakish cult members knowing that they got figured out. But we find something completely different. Every single scientist that we saw earlier that day was huddled into this tight circle in the corner of the room. And they're all breathing in unison and swaying back and forth. And they're doing this slight and they're completely synchronized. It was almost like when you have a summer filled with cicadas. They're all making the same sound, but they're doing it in these large, deep breaths together. It's getting louder at the same time and quieter, and it's moving along with their chest that's going up and down. And they're all still wearing their white lab coats and suits, but all huddled in shoulder to shoulder, breathing like all one organism. And they took up so much attention initially that we didn't notice the back wall, because it was just a black wall, but it wasn't a wall at all. It was like an endless black void with a moving texture, and it looked as if this endless black was folding in on itself. It was such a deep, intense void that was colorless, but for some reason you could see the movement inside of it. It looked like it went on forever, but it also looked like a tangible organism plastered onto this wall. And the more that you looked at it, you would see these pulses of movement and waves that if you really stare at it, you would see that they're forming some type of face. But once you see the face, it almost looks hypnotizing, like it's trying to pull you in, like some type of deep black optical illusion. And there was a buzz coming from it too. It wasn't just the people. Whatever this wall was, it was synchronized with the men as well. In the moment that I felt like I saw the face inside of the void, the moment I had that recognition, every single scientist in the room whipped their heads towards us, very unnaturally, almost like owls. Owls at night that just heard you break a twig. Like it recognized that I saw it, and in unison, synchronized, all of these scientists in the same voice said, "For every question, we have an answer. Walk through the veil." And they said it over and over again. Not like a chant, but like the repetition would help. For every question, we have an answer. Walk through the veil. Big breath. For every question, we have an answer. Walk through the veil. And we stood still for a second, but then they all started taking a step forward, still repeating themselves. But once Sam and I took one step back, literally one step, because we didn't step forward, they sprung into action, all of them at the same time. A burst of violent sprinting. They busted out of their small circle huddle as if the moment that they saw that we weren't going to walk forward and embrace them, it was time to catch us. We turn around and we start sprinting. We're closer to the door. We have a head start. We are outside of the door in a split second, and we heard them trying to barrel through that narrow doorway into the boardroom. That slowed them down a little bit, but only for a couple moments. Now we're down the steps. We see the ranch hand, who his eyes are wide open, freaked out, and we look back towards the HQ, and they're pouring out of the front door, throwing themselves out of the front windows, frantically sprinting towards us, as if as a unit, they've been set off like a swarm to get us, with no regard for their own safety. And we are sprinting towards the gate. And the ranch hand is sprinting along with us, just shouting, "Get to the gate, get to the gate, get to the gate." We're doing our best to keep our footing, to keep the lead that we have on these guys, who are in an all-out sprint. And I'm able to look over my shoulder like one or two times, and I see this horde of scientists barreling towards us. Some of these exotic birds overhead, flying in our direction as well. And way off in the distance, multiple big blue meanies zipping towards us, as if all in unison, they're coming after us. I even see overhead the bright daylight sky seems to have a crack in it. Like a visible crack, like as if the sky has a crack, and behind it was a night sky. I could see stars through it. And it looked as if some of the daylight sky was falling off, like something about this place was crumbling. And they're all closing in on us a little bit. They're not slow whatsoever, none of them. We get to the fence, we don't have time to do this like clean climb where we make our way over. No. We basically leap into it, smash our chests off the front of the gate, have to yank and rip our torsos over the top. Our clothes are getting hooked onto these top little spikes. We're throwing ourselves over, setting us up to land very hard on the other side. But we have no choice because they're going to catch up to us if we try to do a clean climb. And as I'm sending myself over this gate and I'm falling down, I'm going to smash my knees and my hips and my elbow onto the ground beneath me because it's a pretty tall gate. And as I'm free falling, waiting for impact, it felt as if time slowed down a little bit. Like as I was free falling, and it felt as if there was a pressure that we were pushing against, as if we were falling in some type of invisible plastic wrap attempted to catch us, but we snapped through it. But we were able to feel the plastic wrap trying to hold our weight before we broke through. We hit the ground below, and whatever that was slowed our momentum. We hit the ground pretty softly, and we spring up, ready to start sprinting, ready to fight somebody off if we have to, because it seemed as if those scientists were going to send themselves over the gate as well. But there was nothing there. Nobody, no birds, nothing. No ranch hand, no horse, no chaos, no sound. A quiet, empty ranch on a quiet Utah road. And we're standing there in silence, feeling the breeze. I'm looking around and I notice my vision is completely back to normal. The saturation is gone, the vibrance is gone. Everything is calm and quiet, and Sam and I are completely alone. And we turn around, and I see that my phone is still propped up on the water bottle where we set it up to take that picture. And I run up to it and I grab it. It's completely dead. And we take a light jog back to the Forerunner where we had the hazard lights on, because we weren't expecting to be there that long. Out of sheer luck, the Forerunner isn't dead. We climb in, we look at the clock, and it says 12 p.m., like 12 p.m. in the afternoon. We had gotten there at 11 a.m. We had been there for hours and hours. The sun didn't go down. We didn't spend a night there, but we were there for so long that somehow it was 12 p.m. the next day. We drive back 3 hours to where my sickly wife is in a hotel waiting for us, where my phone's that I can't contact her. I'm thinking I'm going to walk into a situation where she's filing a missing persons report. It has been well over 24 hours since I left, and I told her I was going to be back the night before. And I was trying to remember the entire situation, and I realized that I don't remember the sun moving the entire time that we were there. It was like perpetual daytime when we were inside. We do this 3-hour drive back, talking a little bit, but honestly processing the entire situation. Wasn't enough time to process. He has obligations. I have to go make sure that my wife is okay inside of this hotel. And we agreed to talk about it a different time. And he drops me off. I rush inside because I know I have explaining to do. I am probably going to console a very concerned partner. When I rush into the room, I'm apologizing the second I walk in. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I can explain the entire thing. And I'm like hugging her, and she pushes me off, and she's looking at me confused. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And she looks at her phone. She's like, "You've only been gone for like 6 hours." Hey guys, I hope you really liked that Skinwalker Ranch story. That place is a freaky, freaky place. If you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, I'm sure you recognize that story. I appreciate you watching it again. That's one of our favorite ones, and I really wanted to do it in our new style. Don't worry, you have new stories coming this month. I know some people get a little bit upset. That one is a doozy, and we really wanted to do it again. No, you don't have to get used to constantly having repeats. I hope you've been enjoying all the long content this year. We have a bunch of fun stuff coming down the pipeline, a bunch of cool announcements that we've been working on in the back end. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We're on the road to 1 million subs this year. We couldn't be more excited. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you would also like this one.
I'm not giving up. I am selling the building.
The final season of FX is the Bear.
Restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either going to be okay
Or not.
We are outgunned and we are outmanned. We have each other.
FX is the Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
Hear that? That's now Crispy and McCrispy strips meeting creamy Caesar sauce. Sounds extra crispy. Caesar sauce at McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, I'm looking up. I was like, how am I moving up and down? I want to be going because I want to be eating dinner here shortly. Phew.